everybody, and welcome back to another episode of HermitCraft Feed the Beast Unleashed. Oh yeah. Alright guys, so last episode we made this crazy laser room, which I still haven't finished, but I've been working on it a little bit. Today I want to actually get the power going for it so we can power all these lasers, and we're not drawing the 440 or more MJ a tick that these lasers are going to require. I say or more because we might pack in more lasers, but I don't know if we're going to get to that today. And yeah, first things first, we need to get some power over here. So the problem that we're running into right now is I am using energy converters to give power to these guys, and they require 440 MJ a tick just at idle. And when they are actually doing stuff, it's going to be 4 times that amount of power. So we're going to be well over 1600 MJ a tick just to craft something, which is going to be crazy power. So what I want to do is I want to hook up a whole bunch of energy cells. We're going to have energy cells being powered up that are going to provide the power for these lasers. That way I don't have to provide 1600 MJ a tick, on demand. The energy cells will store them, and each energy cell can, output a maximum of 100. So we'd only need, around 18 or so to meet the energy demand, but what I'm going to do is what Slip did over at his laser thing, and I'm going to put a redstone energy cell on each one of these rows of lasers. And I believe there's 40 rows, which means we're going to need 40 redstone energy cells, which is a lot. So, let me get my apparently cheaty, what the heck is up with my inventory? Let me get this thing on my bar. And lucky for you guys, I have already created the energy cell frames. So if we look here, we have 40 energy cell frames. Woo! Each one of these requires 40 redstone each. So you do the math how much redstone it costs to create these. Not to mention all of the reinforced glass, or not the reinforced glass, the hardened glass, the electrum, all that stuff. But we're not done yet because we still have to craft these guys into the energy cells. And do I have an energy cell pattern? This guy right here. I don't remember what this all takes, but let's go and craft up 40. Hopefully we have enough stuff in the system to do that. It's not crafting. What? Are we missing something? Oh, I don't have a redstone conductance coil recipe. Okay, let's go solve that problem real quick over here. Let's see. We need redstone conductance coil. And that requires electrum. Okay, so that should be fine. So if we come back over here, that'll suck into the system. This thing should start auto-crafting momentarily. It is great. So yeah, we are crafting these things, and it's actually going pretty quickly. I just made up about 3 stacks of electrum before I started recording here, so it doesn't have to create that stuff on demand. And there we go. Okay, so that's great. Energy cell. Now these things, oh look at that, it says durability 0 out of 601, that's weird. These things don't stack. Now I have one that's already charged, but we're going to leave that here. So if I take these, yeah, each one goes into my inventory. So I got to make a couple of trips. Actually, that's not even true because I have hooked up a wireless thing over here at the laser room. So I can just get those into my inventory remotely. That's over here. Alright, so energy cell time. Now each one of these is going to have to be set. Let's see, yeah, max output, we're going to want it at 100, and we are going to, yeah, we'll leave this at redstone control low, enable low. So that means with no redstone signal, they put out power, but we're going to provide them power when the table's not running, so these things don't provide any power, they'll just charge up. That's what we want. So let's go ahead and put these things down. Luckily, it's auto-filling in my inventory. That's so good. If I had to click each one of those, that would be such a pain. I am going to have to wrench all of these pipes and make these arrows red, I do believe. And then we're going to have to figure out how we are going to provide these guys power. I might have to lower the floor another couple of blocks to do that. Let's see. Yep, let's go in here and grab more of these cells. We have 16 left. Oop. Wrong thing. Let's stop sorting by numbers of items. Let's sort by item ID so these things do not move my inventory. Alright. So, hopefully I counted that right, and we're going to have enough of these energy cells to go all the way around. I really do think we will. So I've counted this a couple of times. Okay, you, and last one. Nice. Right, so we're going to need to wrench these pipes so they're all orange. Now, the reason I have these down one level is because if this cell was up right here, I would have to wrench this pipe to be red, which means it wouldn't be outputting into the laser. Each one of these energy conduits can either be in output or input mode. So yeah, we had to put a one space buffer so we can put all these guys in the output mode. I'm going to wrench the rest of these. I'm going to have to go through and set each one of these to be an output of 100 MJ a tick, because we want to make sure that they can output the maximum amount that they can when the assembly table requires power. Almost done. Was that all of them? Yes, it was. Nice. Also, I've put in these facades. I can't think of that name. Put in these facades. I have the cable running all the way through the wall, and then it kind of goes up just below ground level over here, and it runs all the way along and meets up with the cable that runs underneath this pathway, all the way down to the wireless over there. So yeah, the cable just kind of runs right over here and connects to the already existing cable. So I didn't really have to run that much, but it was kind of fun trying to figure out which level I had to run that cable to and dig up and around and things like that. And I just put the facades in here to cover up that cable. I don't know if we're going to leave the floor being this just a regular stone, or if we're going to change it out to stone brick or something nice. I still don't know how much we're going to be able to see if we get the extra lasers in here. So that's something else we're going to have to figure out. Also, if we put the inside rings, I might put some more energy cells in here for each one of those rings. Yeah, still a little bit to figure out on all of this stuff, but for now, I think this is going to provide enough power to get us going. Okay, so right now I think I will have to lower the floor 2 more blocks so we can... No, we wouldn't need to do that, to be honest. So if we just grab some of these things, I don't have enough of these energy conduits, but we could run the energy conduits right around like this to provide all these guys power. But we're still going to need a side available to give a redstone signal. And I think the inside might be the best place to do that. Maybe underneath we will give the extra, or we'll provide the input for these cells. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to lower the floor 2 blocks. I am going to make some more energy conduits because I'm pretty sure this is the last of my supply. And we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I have all of the energy cells laid out. I have changed the state of every one of them to have the max output of 100 MJ a tick. And I have also created a bunch of these redstone energy conduits. Yep, got them all hooked up and we should be ready to go. The next step would be to get power into these redstone energy cells. Each one of these are still at 0 MJ a tick. Yeah, so it's going to be a while to get these all powered up, but no better time to start than right now. So let us grab our power converters and we're going to do a BuildCraft producer. And I think we're going to have to do it right there. And I think I'm going to need another conduit. Let's grab one of these guys. Also, I will need my wrench. I am pretty certain of that. We'll flip that around. Okay, good. Right, so now we need a steam consumer, the energy bridge, and the liquid tesseract. So let's stick that right like that. Right click you. Owner only, receive only steam. Okay, so now we're producing 200 MJ a tick, which is going to start filling up some of these energy cells. 200 MJ a tick really is not that much. Yeah. Let's see here. So some of these have 5. Or do they all have 5? They don't seem to be going up. So what I think's happening right now is somebody confirmed in the last video. I asked if these redstone energy conduits have an internal storage buffer. Somebody confirmed in the comments that they do. So that is probably what's happening, is the redstone energy conduits are filling up with energy, and once those get full, these guys will start taking on a little bit more power. It is kind of weird that each one of these has 5 MJ in it though. Only 5. I don't know about that. So another thing we could do is speed this up, since it appears that the steam consumers have a maximum input of 1,000 millibuckets a tick. We could just add on another steam consumer and hopefully get some more power going into these a little bit faster. So let's do that. I have a few more of these, so let's see what we can do here to speed up this process. So stick one right there. Now we have 2,000 millibuckets a tick going in, and we're producing 400 mg a tick. So what do we got here? Okay, that's got a little bit more power on these guys, but still not that much. So I think what we're gonna do is probably do a few more of these steam consumers. Now, if I set this up in a better way, we could pack more in here. So let me remove this guy, stick it right here. I'm gonna remove this tesseract, stick that right here. Stick you there. Do receive only steam. We should be doing our 200 or 400 mg a tick. Right. So now we can do another steam consumer here and here. And we can put another tesseract right there. So let's see if I have any more liquid. I sure do. Okay. So we'll stick that guy here. We'll do receive only steam. So what do we got going on now? Oh, these numbers are fluctuating. We're making 600 mg a tick. Kind of. Yeah, I think we've reached the maximum that my 4 steam boilers can do. Let me go and remove this guy. So what we got going on now? Okay, so we're doing 600, kind of. It is still splitting some of this steam between not only here, but I think over... Yeah, in the tree itself, we are using some of the steam to power the ME network and some other things along those lines. So that's going to be using a little bit of power. What do we have here? Only 15. Wow. Oh, you know what? I am a derp. These lasers are constantly using power. So all the power that we're putting in here is going directly into those lasers, and they are using it at their idle. We need to turn these guys off. These redstone energy cells need to turn off so they can store their power. My goodness, I can't believe I derped that. All right, so what we're going to do... Oh, can I not jump out of here now? Oh, this is too tall. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to make some Minefactory Reloaded rednet cable. Let's see, I need to make a pattern for this stuff. That's a facade. We don't need the housing. All we need is just this Minefactory Reloaded rednet cable itself, which is plastic sheets, redstone, and more plastic sheets. You get 8 of them, so it's not too bad. And this stuff is similar to, I want to say the red alloy wire, but no, it is different. But you can pretty much, it doesn't lay flat like redstone. You can build in air with it or whatever. So let's encode a pattern for this stuff. And I know I do have some plastic sheets made, but let's see if I can make this rednet cable. Rednet. Right there. Alright, let's make a stack of that. Oh, I do have enough plastic sheets to do that. Great. Okay, so let's get this hooked up down below here. And we need to get this redstone signal. And I don't know. It's been a while since I used this stuff. I don't know if it works like that or if I have to shift. Set to forced connection mode. I think this is what we need to do. Whoops, I did not mean to change that color. How do I change that color back? So now it's white. So if I shift... Okay, so shift clicking, that is changing the color. Oh, that's how I'm doing it. Okay, best thing, let's just knock that off and make it white once again. So don't click near where that color is, click right here so we don't change the color. Okay, that should be fine. So let's get these run all the way around. Stop derping. Yeah, these are a little bit different than what I'm used to. I haven't really played around with these too much. But for now, I think this should work. We'll just have to set those to be the forced connection mode, because I don't think they're connected to the energy cells like this, although I could be wrong. Okay, get those all connected. Just click right here on the edges to make them all force connected onto these energy cells. Now remember, when these things get a redstone signal, they stop producing power. So all we have to do is provide this rednet cable with a redstone signal, and all these guys will turn off, and all of them will start retaining power. Okay, just a few more clicks here. Oop, can't see what I'm doing. So click you, and finally you. Right. So we need a redstone signal. So if I do another thing right here, and then if I click cable only connection mode, force connection mode. Okay, so I believe I could put a lever on this thing. Let's see, can I do it? Put a lever on you? Oh, I can. Good. So if I provide that a redstone signal, all of these energy cells should now be storing power. Let's see. Here we go. Now we are getting power. So now that you have the redstone signal, they aren't emitting any redstone at all, and they are storing the power. That is very good. Now it's going to take these guys a while to store up all of the power and get them fully charged. I might figure out a better way or some other way to provide this more power. I was almost thinking I could grab one of those ultimate hybrid solar panels and get a IC2 high voltage consumer. In fact, I might even have one of those because I removed one from my spawn base. IC2 low voltage, medium voltage, high voltage consumer. Aha. So let's stick that right here. Now I don't think I have an ultimate in my pouch or in my ME system. Ultimate? No, but I could craft one. Let's not craft one. Let's head back to my base over at the spawn. I hooked some of these up to help out with the power since they really weren't being used for much else. So I have these guys all over here, but I really don't need this many. Let me grab one of these guys just for now. See if we can get our power going a little bit faster over at the lasers. Okay, so let's stick this guy. And that is a high voltage consumer. Stick that right there. Okay, so now we are, yep, 1K EU a tick. Is that right? 1K EU? It should only be 512, right? I don't know what that's measuring in. That's kind of weird. But the output now, we are doing almost 1,000 MJ a tick. That is amazing. I wonder if I grab another IC2 HV consumer, if it can handle more than one at a time. Kind of think that I can't. I think this can only do 512 in total. I could be wrong. Let's try it. I mean, why not? Let me go grab one more of those ultimate hybrid solars that I'm really not using for much. And let's see if that'll speed that up just a little bit more. Back to the tree. Okay, so we stick this guy right here. Ah, look at that. 2K EU a tick. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so we're putting out the maximum amount that we can do, which is 1,000 MJ a tick. That is pretty awesome. Okay, so that should fill these energy cells up really fast. Well, at least a lot faster than it was before. It's still going to be a while before we can fill up 600,000 MJ times 40. But we got a good start on it for now. Okay, so I have also hooked up a few patterns here. I've set up some patterns so I can create these autarkic gates because I wanted some of those for the B area. So I have set up a pattern here that I can automatically craft the redstone iron chipset, the gate, 2 pulsating chipsets, which will make our autarkic gate. So this is all set up. I can do an auto craft where I say make me this and it'll make that. But I'm curious, now that we have a lot of power to fully charge all these lasers, this is probably going to kill all of my MJ if I do this. But I'm very curious to see how fast we can make an autarkic gate at this point. So let me auto craft one. Do this. Begin. And let's flip this switch. Oh my goodness, look at all those lasers. Is it done already? It's done. That is so fast. Oh my goodness. That is so fast. Wow. Okay, so this assembly table room is going to make pretty much everything we want, even multi-step processes, very, very quickly. I love it. So the next step would be to get this automatically done. So when we auto-craft something, it'll turn on the power, it'll power the lasers, they'll make whatever, and then I'll shut the power back off. That's very important. So let's get this going. We needed to make a wireless redstone is what I wanted to do. So let's get the patterns for that going. So WR dash, yeah, these guys right here. We need a wireless transmitter and a wireless receiver. So are these hard to do? No, they aren't, but they do require these obsidian sticks and things. Okay, guys, let me go ahead and make the patterns for all of these things. They aren't super difficult, but it's going to take a little bit of time to get these patterns going. Make sure I got everything set up to auto-craft these. So I will be right back in just a moment. Okay, guys, so I have went ahead and I created everything we needed for the wireless. So we have a wireless receiver and a wireless transmitter. These aren't too difficult to do. So the wireless transmitter, let's see, do we do this upside down? I'm really not sure. Let's see, if we do that, is that how that works? Where, yeah, I think so. Where the redstone comes in from that side. I think that's how that works. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy. I've used these in my single player a little bit, but I don't know how this is going to work on a server. Can I click on you? There we go. Alright, so we have the different frequencies. Let's click advanced. DMAX been doing some stuff. Home base, whoever that is. TM. So we have different spectrums. I'm not sure what these spectrums do. I can't type anything in there. Phase shift, set name, simple. Okay, well, I think we're just going to pick our own set of numbers here. So if I double click one of these, 903, 901. It's too bad that these don't really tell you all the different numbers. Okay, so we can pick up into the thousands. That's good to know. This one. Okay, so let's pick something like 5,000. So let's do, yeah, 5,000. And we will call this Hypno's lasers. Lasers? Is that how you spell lasers? I think that's how you spell lasers. Okay, so we'll set name. And then we think I have to double click this thing. Or is it? No, it's already set. We're at the volume 5,000 here. Okay, so that is set to 5,000. No, that's set to not 5,000. Okay, so I thought we were set. Click on this thing. Oh, did I just mess up somebody's thing? I hope not. Oh, this probably wasn't set. 5,000 set. Okay, here we go. Double click that. Should be good now. That still says 1802. What the heck? Let me click on this once more. Hypno's lasers, 5,000 set. Double click this. So it says 5,000 here, then it says 1802 there. So I don't know what the deal is. I think I might have renamed somebody's thing. Oh goodness. Okay. So let's click set here. We'll do Hypno's lasers. And I can't set the name, so I'll set 5,000 just so we know what frequency that is. So set name. And I will rename the other one to, sorry, set name. Okay, yeah, that's kind of derpy. I don't know whose that was. Was that Slips? Yeah, 1801. And then he has Slips Blaze. Slips. Let's just rename this to Slips something, because I'm pretty sure that was his. Slips. Set name. Okay, but we want Hypno's lasers 5,000. Okay, very good, very good. And set. So this should now say 5,000. Yeah. Okay, done derping with that. I think we're all set now. Right, so we need to get the wireless signal from that down here onto this RedNet cable. So we could use just any kind of block. I think cobblestone should work. Let's grab one of my 2 million cobblestone. And we will set that right there. Set that. Nope, that needs to be flipped around. Can I wrench this? Shift, click. Oh, yeah, there we go. Spin it around. Very good, very good. And I will set this to this one. Double click it. Okay. And I think we are good. Yeah, that says 5,000 on it. Right, so at this point, all I need to do is hook up the logic up here. So we'll need our structure pipe right on here. And then we will also need a gate to emit a redstone signal. When I think we're going to do when work is done, it'll emit a redstone signal. Okay, so that should be providing that redstone signal it is, which would be giving this a redstone signal, so we can get rid of this lever. Aha! So these should still be charging. Yep, they are. Until we put some work into this, then this redstone signal will go off, all the lasers will have power, and it should create something. So let's try this. Let's make 5 autarkic gates. I don't know if this is really going to work, but why not? Let's do 5 of these. Begin. Redstone signal's off. Lasers are going crazy. It's doing stuff. Oh, they turn blue. How long is it going to take to create 5 autarkic gates? Is that it? Redstone signal's back on. And these are recharging. Oh, man, that was pretty quick. I have to say, for 5 of these autarkic gates, normally it takes... I think I made a stack of those in like 3 hours once. This is amazing. And it can only get better with more lasers. Okay, but we will get rid of these ultimate hybrid solar panels. This is just to get the initial charge going on these things. In fact, I could probably remove them now. And since they're going to be constantly charging all the time, I could just let it go. Since these lasers aren't being run all the time and they don't have an idle power draw, yeah, we could definitely disconnect that. And I think we should be fine just on Steam alone. Oh man, this is great. Okay guys, I'm going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I've done it. It's done. 100% complete. All of the lasers are installed. That is a lot of lasers. I actually had to make something like another 4 or 5 stacks worth of these redstone energy conduits. And I made a few too many lasers. Oh well, that's what, 22 diamonds? Something like that. My diamond supply is getting pretty low once again. Last episode I talked about setting up a quad quarry. Directly after that I set up one more quad quarry. And we're down to 232 diamonds. I think at the start of this episode we had something maybe over 1,000 diamonds. So we've used quite a lot of diamonds making all of these lasers. Oh man. So pretty much every square inch of this thing is filled with lasers. Now I could put in a little bit more lasers on top and put some redstone energy conduits here and kind of wrap the wire over, but then we wouldn't have a flat ceiling and I'd have to raise the building up even higher. So I think this is all we're gonna do. Yeah, it's possible to fit a few more lasers in here, I agree, but oh man, I don't think we need to at all. Man, this place looks crazy. So many lasers. So I put down some clear glass from Tinker's Construct, just so we can walk over this stuff pretty easily. We still have a little step right there, but, you know, no big deal. Okay, so I'm very curious if, A, we have enough power to power all these lasers. I really don't think so. I think I'm going to have to add more redstone energy cells for the interior lasers. But I am very curious on how fast we can create something. Ooh, I have some of these things in here for some reason. Okay, let's pull those out. Wasn't really expecting any other items in there. Okay, clear the inventory. So I have installed some patterns here to make basic processors and advanced processors for the applied energistics stuff. So let's make a stack of basic processors. Let's just see how fast that's going to go. Hopefully we will see speed that's worth this trouble. Begin. And nothing happens. So why is nothing happening? We have the things in here. Everything's ready to go. Are we drawing too much power? Or maybe this gate can't have this laser right next to it. Let me try removing... Well, I'm going to have to remove 2 lasers, I think. Let's remove you and you. There we go. Whoa! Okay, so remember, we're doing a stack of basic processors, and it looks like we're not getting enough power. Almost enough, but not quite enough. Whoa, okay, I just crashed. I don't know what that's about. Hopefully this went ahead and created everything we wanted, though. Get back in there. Oh, it's still doing stuff. I can't get into my wireless network while this is going. Okay, here we go. They're going. Oh, I think I might be drawing too much power from the network. Or maybe this is just causing too much lag. I don't know. But yeah, we're making those fairly quickly, I would think. There we go. There's the full stack. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to add some more cells down here to keep up with the power. So what kind of damage did we just do? Okay, well, we did a decent amount. These are all the way full before I started. And I only have it connected through this one cable here to connect the outside to the inside. But yeah, I think we're going to do another ring of redstone energy cells here to complete this build, but I don't think we're going to do that today, right this second. Let's get up here. Oop, can't quite make it. This thing's so tall. Right, so let's do... Do I have enough silicon? I want to do another stack, but I want to do the advanced processors. Silicon, we have enough. And we have diamonds, right? Yes. So let's do a stack of the advanced processors just to do it. Get those out of here and do 64. Begin. Oh, man. That's awesome. So let's click on the table. Whew. Can I... Okay, here we go. Click on the table. I just want to see how fast this thing's going. And it's going at a decent speed. So DMAC wants me to jump on TeamSpeak. I'm curious if that is causing any lag on the server. The sun's jumping just a little bit, but it was jumping earlier. Now it's not jumping anymore, but we're still making our lasers. And that crashed me. Okay, well, that's a problem if it's going to be disconnecting me for making stuff. I would call this project a success. But yeah, we're going to have to find out. Oop, crash again. We're going to have to find out if it's just because it's underpowered or if that many lasers is causing the crash. I really don't know what's going on, but that is awesome. Okay, can we get back in here now? They should be done, I would imagine, by now. Nope, still going. I'm not going to move because it seemed like when I moved, it was causing me to crash. Can I click this thing? I right-clicked it. There we go. Okay, processor. All right, so yep, there we go. Just finished. And we get 66 of both of those. That is so good. I'm curious, once again, let's go and check a look at those energy cells and just see the damage that's been done to these. Yeah, that's taking a lot of power. Oh, man. All right, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. DMAC wants to, talk to me on Skype or TeamSpeak or whatever we're using. But, yep, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.